Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Teesha, and today's Tuesday, so we're gonna do a top 10, and we're moving into another favorite area of mine, gourmand scents. So today we're gonna do my top 10 most favoritist caramel scents. And this video series was kind of inspired by my friend, Simply Shaughnessy. She does a beautiful job of giving us layering combos and different types of ways to mix your scents and products that you have. Her collection is goals, but I do this a little differently, but it was definitely a series I watched last month, and it just got me really excited to dig into my collection and kind of like remember what I already have that I love. So in all, in our spirit of our low buy, no buy, what we're doing right now, which for everyone is individual to your needs, this is really helping me remember what I have that I already love. So doing this series really helps me out when I'm thinking about those flash sales or those Instagram posts or, other little social media outlets where I see things and I immediately click over to that site and I start looking to see what I want. This series really helps me, so I encourage you to pick scent notes that you like and make little baskets and have your top 10 favorite marshmallow scents or caramel scents. That way when something new comes out, you're like, but I already have 10 favorites. Is this going to replace any of these favorites? Or how many backups do I have of these 10 favorites? That kind of a thing. But anyway, so I will link some Shaughnessy's channel down below. Talk today. I don't know if I should do this. Just because, again, it inspired me to do this series and I want to show her some love. So you are all following her, but if not, go check her out. She is the queen of fragrance. I have many queens here, but just Kayla Michelle, Simply Shaughnessy, they can sell me a lot of stuff. All these companies owe them commission, I promise you. So we're jumping in. So I'm going to start, and I also incorporate candles, not all body care, not all from any company. This is mostly Bath and Body Works, and there's a few other candle companies and a couple of perfumes, but I don't necessarily call myself a queen of layering yet. I do have a lot of combos I'm going to bring you soon to the channel of just as I'm digging through, organizing my collection to share with you all in a way that's not going to be 7 hours long. So I'm putting it in an organized manner. This should be a fun video to watch if you like collection videos. And I'm pulling out things that I'm like, I used to buy things in the set. So I had to have the lotion, the mist, and the shower gel. So I had it. But now I'm like, I like to mix scents. And I'm sure a lot of you do as well. So I want to give you some of my favorite combos. But also I want to share some of the combos that have been given to me in the comment section by some of you guys because they're really, really good. So that is kind of where we're heading over the next few weeks. So as soon as I get all those videos together, I'll share them with you. So let's start on this list, right? About 3 or 4 minutes in. So there's a lot of candles. Caramel is a scent I do really enjoy in body care and perfume, but I did find myself remembering a lot more candles that I had on hand. So this is a candle heavy list. Some are going to be body care heavy. Some are going to be perfume heavy. Just depends on what comes to mind. Because again, I do search through my collection. But what I first do is I just sit down and write down my favorites. When I think of caramel, what do I pull out? And this one was the first item that I pulled out. So it's not necessarily like 10 to 1 in terms of like bad quality product, what the product or anything. It's more just like these 10 items I consider favorites. All right, here we go. So the first candle I want to share with you is Caramel Pumpkin Swirl. This is a favorite, and this is one of the first candles I purchased when I think of fall. I really do like pumpkin apple as well, but this Caramel Pumpkin Swirl, there's something about it that's like early fall for me, and it really gets me like, I kind of like transition Summer Boardwalk into, which Summer Boardwalk could have been on this list. It's not, but there are a lot of products that could have been on the list. My criteria always, the scent notes in the name are in the notes. But anyways, let me know down below what comes to mind when you're thinking of caramel. So what are the notes on Caramel Pumpkin Swirl? We have luscious caramel, ground cinnamon, rich brown sugar, and creamy vanilla. And honestly, this is just everything that's good about gourmand scents. They're very equally balanced, but I really love the caramel and pumpkin together. So like I said, this just kind of gets me right in a transition from Summer Boardwalk into Caramel Pumpkin Swirl. I absolutely adore this candle. And I think a lot of you have too. And like there's a few more candles in here that I feel like this was like the OG candle. And then they kind of inspired some of these like one-offs from Bath and Body Works. Okay, next is going to be my first fine fragrance mist, and this is one I had in the past, but like it was always kind of that scent that as everyone was smelling it, getting it to review, it either was nothing like the original or just like Mary Cookie, and I wanted it for myself. So I actually have, I think the original or one from like 2018, 2019 in my collection somewhere, but I pulled this one specifically because when I got this one, I was like, this smells like caramel to me. So this is Christmas cookies. This is this year's packaging. I do believe that is a note in the one from before, but I didn't pull it out to check. The notes are creamy cookie dough, almond biscotti, and caramel woods. And I get the cookie in here, but like the strongest note for me is definitely the caramel woods. It's just like a really pretty caramel, I guess the biscotti, because biscotti isn't a cookie like chocolate chip or, you know, oatmeal raisin where you're like, that's a cookie. Like biscotti is more of like a cookie cracker or, you know, that kind of a thing. But yeah, this was really good. I didn't use a ton of it because I was kind of like bouncing back and forth between liking my older fine fragrances a bit better. And I didn't know if it's just because it was like the one I fell in love with this scent or I was using that one up. So that one I have a little bit more use in. This one's still quite new, but again, that's okay because this is the newest one to my collection. So as we're thinking about those things, sometimes my sprays look full because if I buy two of a spray, I start using both of them. I don't know why. Like I'll have one in one room, one in another. And so like neither one of them is the one I'm using only. So they'll both be still kind of full and I'm using them every day. It's kind of crazy. But I also don't over spritz unless it's like the weekend because I work in an office space where, you know, some are appreciative that I don't overspray. There's been a couple days I've gone in just I really went in and they kind of made comments. So I do really try to find scents that are just more clean and fresh for work. But then I smell like this like other times. But if I do choose to wear something like this to work, I do a light hand and I'll just use lotions and stuff to like have more of a fragrance impact for myself. Ironically enough, I'll use a wallflower at work and I never get comments about that. But when they walk by me and I smell too good, they're like, wow, you're wearing a lot of something today, and not in a negative way. They have a lot of allergy issues and stuff, so I never want to be offensive. So not trying to say I get picked on, I'm just saying I do try to keep that in mind when I'm picking out fragrances for work. Now what this video is about. So the next scent is one of my favorites. It's been one of my favorites forever, and I would really like to find this in a perfume. I think they did this one in a perfume. I'm talking about Snowflakes and Cashmere, but every time I've gotten this body mist over the years, and I think I pick it up every year, I always say this would make the most beautiful perfume. That is the first thing I'll ever say about it when I spray it on me. I don't know if it's my chemistry, but like I love it, and I just want to elevate it to that like at least EDT, you know, where you have a little bit more longevity. The notes on this are vanilla cashmere cream, caramel woods again, and frosted clementine. And the clementine I think just makes it sweet like a perfume. I almost would have said it had like jasmine in it because I don't feel like jasmine's a floral that I'm like, that's a floral, but it definitely makes whatever it's in sweeter. I definitely can tell it's a floral, but it's a very light, sweet floral. So this one is, like I said, I think right now I currently have like 3 different versions in my collection. I was collecting the faceted because it looks really pretty on my vanity, which I do have a perfume video coming, so you'll see that the way I have it set up, but I'm waiting for one more thing to come from Amazon because I reorganized everything and now they're all just kind of sitting flat and I want it like on the cute little thing. So it's coming and then I'll do that video. But this one, like I said, I think they have had it in the past, but I never got my hands on it, and I think this would make the most beautiful perfume because it's a very sweet, caramely, and then almost like that cashmere makes it like a perfume to me. So that is a favorite of mine. Now we've come to my first perfume, and this is one of the newest perfumes in my collection. I got this for Christmas, but I smelled it before. I think I've had a travel spray before as well. This is the Viktor and Rolf Bonbon, and look at this cute little pack. I think this is one of my favorite perfume bottles I have. It sits right in front of my vanity, but this has notes of, it's got a little fruit in there. I want to say it's like clementine or something like mandarin, but with like a sandalwood and a caramel base. So it works with all of these fine fragrance mists for the most part if they have leaned towards that sweet fruity caramel. And like sandalwood is a very nice perfume scent note. So I really, really enjoy this. I'm very thankful that I got it for Christmas. I was spoiled for Christmas this year. Okay, so next is a cheat. I always do in all these videos, you guys know. I have a candle and a fine fragrances because I couldn't pick one or the other to make just 10, but coconut cream pie is definitely a caramel scent that we think of. Even though coconut cream pie doesn't have caramel in the name, whenever I think of caramel, this is a scent I'll pull out. Like if I'm wanting caramel, if it's just been a while, I kind of usually transition from a vanilla scent I'm loving to caramel, and so like they make me think of each other. So I really could not pick one or the other. I have like 3 of these mists, and like I said, they're all being used. That's why I'll talk about another video, but like when I think of Macari, sometimes I think about selling stuff on there, but it's very rare that I'll put something to decide to sell that isn't used. And I would prefer to sell like newer things. Every once in a while I know certain things can be disinfected, but I'm always like, why do you start 2 or 3 of the same spray? Because again, if I wanted to declutter and make a little bit of my money back, it's like, I definitely didn't need to start 3. I gotta work on that this year. But let's talk about the notes. So the notes are toasted coconut flakes, caramel custard, and golden pie crust. And I think the notes are the same in the candle. I only have one of these from last year. This came out in the Bake Shop collection, and now we have the brunch collection. And this scent was I slept on scent. Like we liked it, but we loved raspberry jam donut. And strawberry pound cake was already like, you know, America's sweetheart, or, you know, Bath and Body Works sweetheart. And then chocolate covered cherries was the one that like people mostly didn't like. I in fact loved that one, but this was one that everybody just kind of like, oh, that one, we've had it for years. And it was actually a newer scent. But I think when we were getting our hands on this candle and it was an amazing throw, an amazing performer, we were like paying a little bit more attention to our body care, and raspberry jam donut still like stood in the light. But this one definitely, I think overall the marathon of the year, more and more people were talking about it, looking for it at SAS sales. But this candle, I don't know if it'll ever burn it. I did order one. I'm gonna be honest, like I said with you guys, and you guys have been so sweet to me. Thank you so much. But I did go ahead and order one because it's an online exclusive. I know $16.50 is not a great sale. I only got 4, which is good for me because you guys know I would do like 8 on a typical sale. And so I thought I picked 4. I picked 2 exclusive and 2 that I didn't find in store when I was doing my candle exchanges. So I thought that was pretty good. And this was one of them because, again, I knew I wouldn't burn this candle until I replaced it. That's how much I love it. It's one has to stay in the collection. It's just like a rule. And I know some of us don't even collect candles, but I always have. I've always collected candles. And that's how this channel kind of easily transitioned into something I could talk about on the regular. I didn't feel like I was in the same level. I still am not as some of the OGs here, but it was something I really, really love talking about. So I was like, it's natural for me to just get in front of my phone and chat about candles. So yes, the collection is just like my other collections. It was a little out of hand, and this is one of the first things I'm sharing with you in my collection videos. That'll probably be like a 6-part series, okay? But I just love candles. So one has to stay in my collection. So now that I have one coming, as long as like on Cold Sniff and the reviews seem pleasing, because by the time I get it, there will be reviews, then I can burn this guy. And I've been excited too. I had, I think, 3, went through the first 2 before summer last year, and then I just put this one in the very back of this candle shelf. So I'm happy to have this still though. Anyways, it smells so good. You have to try it. It's got everything in it. Caramel is a lead note, but I can almost smell like that whipped cream on top when you take it out of like a frozen pie. Like I always buy those to share at events, and like, you know, you take it out to thaw and then you open it. It isn't baked, but it smells so good with that like meringue on top. It's so good. Okay, we got to keep going. I'm obviously hungry. We're done with that. And the next is some more candles. Like I said, caramel and candles. I like caramel in like a candy form and a bakery form, you know, all the different ways. So it makes a lot of sense for me that I have mostly in home fragrance, so that it can like fill my home with the scent. But this is another version of caramel that's one of my favorites. This is Wicked Apple. It came out this year, I think, as a newer scent for their, I mean, they always have Vampire Blood. They always have Girlfriend. They usually do some like Midnight Blue Citrus type of candle, or Hot Cocoa and Scream, and like they didn't, but this year they had Haunted Nights, which was like a mahogany candle, Pumpkin Carbon, which I really enjoyed, and then this one. And this one I knew I was gonna love. And this one to me smells just like the Charms Caramel Apple Suckers, which I usually get, even if I'm trying to be good, a bag of those every fall. someone in my life's like, hey, I know you love these. And I'm like, I'm trying to be good, but I do. I love them. I love the way the tart green, like sucker part with that caramel on top, and it's bad for your teeth, you know, all that stuff. This is notes of green apple, caramel drizzle, and vanilla bean. I took out the Halloween words. And I love it. And it's so strong. This is one that I would actually say in my life is a powerhouse. When I burn this candle, it fills my house. I don't need to put any other candle with it. If I'm pairing or doing like a fresh blend combo, because I've been working on that too, guys. I'm so excited for all the things I'm bringing. I mean, I've been working on so many new video ideas that I have like hard time just like staying focused, because I'm like, oh, that made me think of a new idea, and I start to work on that. And but that's good, because I'm so really excited about this channel. But back to what I was saying. What was I excited about? Oh, mixing this candle is hard to do because it's so strong. Like you need something, you don't want it to be stronger than this, because I think it just knocked you out of your house, but like you also don't want to waste a candle trying to make it compete with this one. That's how strong it is to me. But what I mean by longevity is like I can smell this candle hours after I've extinguished it, hours. I can still smell it like it is lit. It's so good. So when I found these the first day of SAS, I picked up 6 of them, and I'm happy to have them. I think I've gone through 1, so I have a stock of these, but they're not going to go to waste. I absolutely adore that scent, and it's different for caramel. It's got that candy caramel scent to it, which I really enjoy. Okay. This is another candle. Like I said, at this point, we are moving into, oops, I picked up the wrong one. I mixed one. At this point, these are all like super high up, like loves. So this one is from my friend Gabby. I always say that this makes me think of her, because this was one of those candle reviews. I had slept on this candle. I read the notes and I thought, that'd probably be okay. And then I watched her review of Caramel Apple Lane, and I was like, 2 to cart. Put 2 in my cart and checked out real quick, because I was like, this is so good. The notes are crisp apple, caramel, and cinnamon. And what I love about this and why it's different than say like Wicked Apple or Summer Boardwalk is that this one really makes me think I am at an apple orchard, and they have those treats just sitting in like a little kind of barn to the side. I come from the Midwest. We have apple orchards and pumpkin patches like all the time. They're kind of what some of the towns around me were famous for. Like I said, I grew up with a friend that had an apple orchard, so I got to, like, some of my childhood memories are like swinging around the apple trees. We actually lived in a home for about 5 years when I was little that had 6 apple trees, so we had our own apple trees. Anyway, and I learned how to make all the treats, and we'd go to field trips at, my friend's house, but they would have like this little, like her mom would make like homemade applesauce and cider and treats. And that's what this reminds me of so much. And I love scent memories. Those were great memories. This one has a little bit of like an outdoor, like leaves rustling scent as you're walking around, mixed with that gourmand caramel apple homemade like that homemade treat kind of thing. And I love it. Like I said, I can smell like the trees. I can smell the apple. I can smell the gourmand caramel. And I really love it. So again, I think this candle is gone at this point. It's been a little bit since I've allowed myself to go to Goose Creek since they released new candles. So I haven't checked for you. I'm sorry. But if you are still looking, and if you don't mind a candle that does smell like fall year round, because I could burn this anytime, this is such a good candle. But it's definitely one to put on your list for next year, because this is very much like Cider Lane, and I haven't seen that candle come out in a while. This was so good. So I have one left, so it's going to be like the coconut cream pie of 2022. Until we get to fall, I probably won't touch that candle, just in case it never returns. It's like a trust issue times a million I have with these stores. If they find something that I love, I'm like, well, I must hoard until I see it come out again. Okay. This is the last candle on my list, and I don't think it should surprise any of you why it's so high up. This is Caramel Brulee Latte. Nope, we're not surprised. This is creamy latte, sweet caramel, and a sprinkle of nutmeg. It's just so good. I wish I could say more. It's like a great burn. It's a great throw. It's a perfect blend of like whipped coffee with Paris Cafe. So if whipped coffee was too weak for you or Paris Cafe was too strong, you would absolutely adore this. I really hope that this will become a white barn scent that will probably be not released until summer for fall. So we don't have to wait that long to get our hands on it, because we can pretty much guarantee that in about 6 months, we're going to start to see Halloween, right? But I think that this scent did so well, it will definitely come out as a core collection. I really, I would be so surprised if it didn't. But I have 3 of them, so I'm okay. But this one is really good. If you spot one in your store that someone returns, pick it up because it's really worth it. I mean, I don't know anyone that really disliked it, but I'm sure it maybe wasn't everyone's favorite. But I think anyone that got their chance to experience it enjoyed it for what it was worth to them. But to me, it is perfection. Starbucks in a candle. But let's move on. So this is my other perfume I think of when I think of caramel, and this is the Juicy, or Viva La Juicy. I always just call them the Juicy Couture perfumes because I'm not a professional perfumologist, but this is Viva La Juicy Noir, and this has amber, caramel, and a hint of orange. And like I said, what I like about Bonbon from Viktor and Rolf, I like about this one. This is the scent I love to pair. Well, I had a travel. I love to pair with my number 1 for just the gourmand and like elevating of this scent because it does have hints of orange, but this one has a really nice strong blueberry note. So I think the fruit and the caramel mix together really beautifully. But isn't this bottle just everything? This was when I was buying from FragranceNet and I don't know. I didn't realize I didn't need everything in a 3.4 ounce bottle. I could have enjoyed a 1 ounce bottle. So I'll probably have this for life, which is fine because it's really pretty. But I love the top. It's so cute. And I do like to mix this with all of the scents I've shared with you. Not the candles because I don't like stand over a candle and like try to get it on me. But all of the, all of these scents I do have in lotions and body creams and shower gels. I just didn't pull all that out because I'm lazy. But this really goes well with all of them. And that brings us to my I'd say this probably is my favorite product because I do put them in like a 10-to-1, meaning like if I find something else, things at the top of those would probably be bumped out over this, but I really fell in love with this scent. I remember Pumpkin Spice Girl, she sent me a picture of this when it was like, I don't remember who beat who, Scents Galore or Tess at Life Inside the Page Daily Finds had sneaked us our first picture. She sent it to me because we're like gourmand besties. And she's like, look what's coming. And I was so excited from that moment on. I was like, stalking is it's like very strong word to use, but the website, because I couldn't wait to get my hands on this. And then once I did and confirmed that it was amazing, I bought backups of everything and I have no regrets. So this is sugar blueberry, fresh pancake, and caramel cream drizzle. You really get the blueberry and the caramel. And like I said, this is just so strong. It lasts a long time. I absolutely adore it. So I hope this comes out again. I hope we don't have to wait like 4 or 5 years. I can't remember if that was online exclusive or not because it came out with like pumpkin cupcake. And I think that one might have been online exclusive, but I'm telling you, I just like redeemed a bunch of rewards. I have like 2 shower gels, a body cream, a lotion, I think 2 sprays, maybe 3, I think 2. I've been trying not to do the like 3 because it's crazy. 2 is plenty, but again, it's so good. So that is definitely my number 1 pick for caramel scent. So I have to share a fail because as I was putting this video together, this popped out of my drawer and I didn't end up returning it. Vanilla Bean Noel, or as Bonnie calls it, Vanilla Bean No Smell. And I love that. It's so clever. This has notes of fresh vanilla bean, sugar cookie, warm caramel, whipped cream, and snow-kissed musk. Now, I don't dislike it, but it is one of those like light, and then it's gone so quickly. I just never reach for it. I don't care to have a spray that I need to spray a half a bottle on because, again, I have plenty. I'm not going to run out ever on body care. If I ever stopped wearing body care, I think Aaron said it best. He goes, you could open your own store. I'm like, well, I don't think I'm actually allowed to, but yeah, I probably could and make it like a good solid few months with sales. But this one I just kept because I don't want to make this mistake of buying it again next year. I'm like, well, if I have one in my collection, I won't be tempted to try it again and it to be a fail. But it has caramel in there. So we're going to call this a caramel fail because how exciting would we be? I mean, how could they mess us up? This used to be so amazing. It really did. I remember Twisted Peppermint, Vanilla Bean Noel, then Winter Candy Apple. It was just never my favorite, but because it smells like a shampoo that we used when I was in like a child. That's what Winter Candy Apple smells like to me, is some kind of shampoo that we used, like the 98-cent stuff on the bottom rack of Walmart. So like it's something in like the VO5 range, but it's just apple and sweetness. But with caramel and whipped cream and cookie, this should smell so good. Where are you? So anyways, total caramel fail, but let me know down below. Did this video make you think of any that I definitely didn't include? I only usually try to include 10 cents. I sneak in a few extra products, but Summer Boardwalk is obviously a favorite, and it has caramel popcorn. But let me know down below, what are your favorite caramel scents? And again, I've got all of your recommendations written down. I'm working through them. But if you have any other scent notes that you'd like me to go through my collection and find some stuff, I would be happy to, so let me know. And I know this video has been long enough, so I'll let you go. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you in a video tomorrow.